So recently I saw a man beheaded, and no, I don't recommend watching that. Hello world, my name is David Dorn, and this is my aha moment for the week. And unfortunately, it is a very sad aha moment, a very sobering one, but it's something that has made me see the world a little differently lately. A few weeks ago, I watched in horror online as I saw a man get his head not just like cut off, but literally sawed off, and it was the most gruesome thing I'd ever seen. I had to look away. Now, this atrocity was carried out by a group of people formerly known as ISIS. Media still calls them ISIS, but in fact, they've kind of reduced their name down to just IS, meaning Islamic State. Now, I watched this video several weeks ago. This is before ISIS was really a headline news-making organization. This was right on the verge of that. And I watched this. I was so horrified by this that I had to start doing some research. Who are these people? What are they doing? ISIS is this radical Islamic movement that has been sweeping across Syria and Iraq, and they have been just murdering the Christians who stand in their way, and basically anyone who stands in their way, but they are very much opposed to Christians. Either they flee or they die in very brutal ways. One of the people in particular that I was listening to was the vicar of Baghdad, who's the leader of the church there, and he was just crying out for the world to pay attention and to care that this was happening in his country. So in order to raise awareness about what was taking place, I wrote a piece, a blog. It went viral. You can read it in a link down below. But in the process of writing all of this, I had to wrestle with the question, would I care if they weren't Christians? Would I care that people were being beheaded if they weren't someone who agreed and believed with what I agreed and believed in? And frankly, that's a tough question to wrestle with. Shortly after I wrote that piece, the media just started picking up these stories and it became a headline across the world. But the problem is, it was a headline for like a few days and then the headline switched. We were all outraged and we started dropping bombs, and then we felt like everything was over for a while. And we moved on to other stories. That is until the last couple of weeks when we had 2 American journalists who have been captured and who have had their heads taken off and posted online here on YouTube. And then now America has grabbed back this story and is now outraged that this is still taking place. And by all means, we should be outraged this is taking place. But my aha moment this week is kind of in the form of a question. Would we still care about the injustice that is happening in the Middle East if it wasn't happening to Americans? It's the same question I had to deal with a few weeks ago. And it's a question that we need to wrestle with now. And it's a sobering question. It's a tough question. But would we care if they weren't people like us? But you see, here's the thing about injustice. If left unchecked, it will eventually touch and impact everyone. But what I've come to realize, it doesn't matter if they are American or Christian or Iraqi or Syrian or Palestinian or Israeli. We should care that injustice is taking place. We're all human and we should care when humans are doing bad things to other humans. But injustice, if we don't try to stop it, will eventually affect all of humanity. So I guess my point for this video is that we should give a crap whether they're Americans or not. And absolutely my heart goes out to the families of these people who have had to watch their loved ones be tortured and murdered like this. No one should be beheaded ever. Unless you're on Game of Thrones, you should never, ever lose your head. That's just kind of a rule. So my heart goes out to them, but my heart also goes out to the people of Iraq. So that's been my aha moment this week. What has been yours? You can leave it in a comment down below, or you can tweet me at DavidDorn2, hashtag aha moment. And I'd love to respond and listen to those things. But if this video made you think, make sure you like it. Make sure you subscribe for a video every week as I deal with these aha moments, these things that God is showing me that's making me see the world in a very different way. But I hope to see you again soon. God bless.